Hey my loves, welcome back to another video. I actually did not even plan to do this video, but I figured I would do it before I did a set on my nails, and I just wanted to show y'all the basics. Like, I feel like not enough nail techs actually show you all like how to properly prep your nails before laying acrylic on the nails. So I just decided to go ahead and do that. And what we're first always going to do is obviously get your clients or yourself to wash your hands to get any dirt or debris off of your nails. You want everything to be sanitized. Go ahead and put hand sanitizer on if you would like to after using antibacterial soap to thoroughly wash your hands, but just make sure that you are doing that. If you have a brush, like a nail brush in your bathroom to brush under your nails, that's even better to get all the dirt from underneath your nails. So once you're done washing your hands or your client's hands and everything is dry, you want to make sure that everything is completely dry. And then you're going to just take a cuticle pusher and you're going to push the cuticles back. Now, what you're really doing is pushing the eponychium back. However, you're going to expose the cuticle area, or the cuticle, which is the white dead skin. They call it clear, but it's really white. It shows up white. All of that you see that is coming off of my nail right now is just dead cuticle, you guys. Like, that is what cuticle is dead skin. So that is what you're actually scraping off of the nail when you are doing this prep. Now, you do not have to scrape as hard as I did. Obviously, this is my hand, so I was a little more rough with my hands, but you just want to push the cuticles back as much as you can as your first step, or your second step, I would say, after washing your hands. The next step for me is taking a sanding band, and I'm going to use either a 150 grit or a 240 grit. I feel like the 240 is just enough for you to get the nail roughed up enough to apply tips, and it is safe for the natural nail. 150 grit is just fine, but today I chose to use a 240 since it is a little softer and I do a lot with my nails on a daily. So for this part of the prep, I obviously want to use a low speed. So I do put it on 3,000 to 4,000 RPMs when I am doing this part of my prep. Later on in the prep, you will see me go up in speed using different bits. But for this bit and for this process of just buffing the nails, scratching them up, I am definitely going to keep it at 3,000 to 4,000 RPM so that I am not making any rings of fire. And I'm just going to keep my bit and keep moving my bit side to side, and do not keep it in one space because you can spike the nail with heat, and you do not want to do that. That is what a ring of fire is called. And sometimes, y'all, I even mess up and I'm just like not focused and I'm not moving it enough back and forth. But just keep your drill moving. Make sure that it is not staying in one spot because you do not want to damage anyone's nails. So as I'm doing this, you will notice that I am also still pushing back the cuticles with this drill bit as well, with this sanding band. I'm still taking a little excess, and right now I'm trying to get the cuticle off of the nail. And while I'm doing that, I am also pushing the cuticle back, not with too much pressure, but just naturally pushing it back as I take off the cuticle that I see with my eye on the nail. I am also buffing the nail to the point where everything should look scratched up. There should be no shiny parts of the nail. Everything should be pretty much matte and dusty. You don't want any showing shiny parts because that is going to make your nails not adhere correctly when you lay the acrylic, and you could cause lifting that way if you are not prepping the nail completely in its entirety. And I do want to reiterate that you should always, always, always be using light pressure on anyone's nail plate, anyone's cuticle area, because you do not want to damage their skin. You do not want to puncture their skin. You do not want to dig too far down in their nail. You can cause holes in nails. I've seen it before in salons, and it's just not a good sight. It's not a good look on your behalf. Like, you do not want those problems. So just make sure that you are having very, very light pressure when you are doing any of these type of services. So since this is a video on laying down tips and actually laying acrylic, I did want to show that you would want to file your nails as short as you prefer them to be. I prefer my nails to be very, very short, but I am not going to clip them. However, if you have a client that wants them a little bit shorter, then feel free to clip them down even further. So now we are taking cuticle ball bits. Now I love these because they eliminate your process of having to use a nipper. Some people are terrified of using nippers, so this is a good way to get around that. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to place your speed on 12 to 14 RPMs. Now you do not have to go that high. However, I prefer to go that high. And I'm going to today be using the bigger cuticle ball bit. And that is only because the other one is dirty, but I did want to bring it out to show you all that there are different sizes of cuticle ball bits. So use whichever one you prefer. I actually prefer to use the smaller one. However, it was not cleaned yet. So I just went ahead and used the bigger one for show and tell purposes. Now, what you're doing right here is you're really just getting rid of any skin that is sticking up. That's what I use it for. And also just extra cuticle dead skin on the nail plate that you were not able to get rid of with the sanding band or just pushing back the cuticles those first two to three steps. So I have my drill on forward the first time, but now I am stopping it and I'm going to put it in reverse for the drill bit to go the other way. This is just to make sure that I'm getting all of the skin that is still on the nail plate or any extra dead skin I see around my epinicium area or anything like that. I just want to make sure that I am thoroughly getting it, because obviously if you go one way, you're just going to clip off the dead skin going that way, but sometimes putting it in reverse will completely remove it a little better and easier for you. So make sure that you're doing that step. A lot of people skip that step or just don't know to do that, but make sure you're going in forward and reverse and you will see really a lot better results. Now, if you do not have any cuticle bits or cuticle ball bits, I should say, ooh, look at that. It's so satisfying. But if you do not have any cuticle ball bits and you do have one of these bits, I will place a picture of it in this video up here real quick, because I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. But if you have that one, this does pretty much the same exact thing. And it gets up underneath the nail so that you are really able, or up underneath the epinicium in the skin, to make sure that you are really able to get all the excess cuticle off of the nail plate. Now, this is a part that I personally do not do on clients unless it is just absolutely necessary. However, I did want to insert it into this video because I know that some people in different states love to do this. And obviously y'all always see the satisfying like TikTok and viral videos on Instagram where they're doing like a Russian manicure and they clip from one of the side walls all the way around to the other side wall, and it's just really, really satisfying to look at. If I can find one of those videos, I will insert it up here to show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. But y'all, those videos are so satisfying. However, I do not do that. I don't do it on myself. I don't do it on other clients. But if you see anything hanging, or if you just have so much excessive still cuticle on the nail plate, then this would be your best bet to go ahead and nip it away and get it off. But like I said, this is not a necessary step. You do not have to do this step if you are not comfortable doing it. And I honestly do not advise you to do it on anyone if you're not familiar with how to use them or any of that. But the way that you do use it is you're supposed to push back the epinicium, and then you're supposed to scrape off or take away kind of like a yank. I don't want to say it. That sounds so bad, but that's basically what it is. You push up the eponychium with the tool, and then you are squeezing it together to grab the cuticle, and then you are basically like yanking it towards yourself, away from the client, to take away that excess cuticle that is left on the nail plate. So that's how you properly use them. I was not holding them the correct way. That's how you're supposed to hold them, with your thumb pretty much pressed down on the middle part, but my nails are so long that it was uncomfortable for me to do it that way. But that is how you're supposed to do it. And yeah, I hope that helps y'all out a little bit if you are somebody who uses cuticle nippers, or you want to use cuticle nippers. So you guys, I have been procrastinating on making this video that I've been telling y'all I'm supposed to be making. I want to use the Zulay acrylic since I still have not used it on an actual set, and I want to do like some glitters and some rhinestones, but I just cannot put my finger on exactly what I want to do. So that's really why I've been pushing out other videos other than that. But I promise my next set is definitely for sure going to be a long one, just because I want to do a long set. And I don't know, hopefully I can get it together. I have some Halloween acrylic powders. They're just glitter acrylic powders that I want to show you all as well. It probably won't be in this video, but they will be on my website for sale if you all are looking to purchase some glitter Halloween acrylics. I will have those available within the next week or so. I will also be doing a set with them in the next week or so. So just be on the lookout for that, you guys. So now that your nail plate is clear of anything that will interfere with the adhesion of these nails, we are going to just dust everything off and make sure that they are free and clear of any dust particles, any excess nail clippings, or any of that stuff. So obviously this is just a prep video, and I will not be putting on actual acrylic to do a full set, but I did want to show you the next step that you would do to a client or yourself as far as the prep goes for acrylic nails. And you would now at this point glue on all the tips. So what I was showing you is that I would be doing all the nails, but on this video I will not be doing all the nails. I'm just going to show you on this thumb right here. So you would adhere it with the glue, and it should be 1, 2, 3 easy steps to go as far as the adhesion, because everything is super dry at this point. So now we're taking out the big guns. So what we're going to do right here is we are going to be dehydrating the nail. We are going to be prepping and priming it with some bond and then some protein bond. So what I use is the Mia Secret dehydrator and non-acid primer, and then I use the protein bond, or as you saw in the picture, sometimes I will use the XXX bond. If you do not have any dehydrator, you can go ahead and use some alcohol that works exactly the same, or you can use some Young Nail Swipe. Those are perfect for dehydrating the nail. So this right here is how you would apply it with a tip already added to the nail, and then obviously the rest we're just going to be simulating what you would actually do if your tip was on the nail. But since there are no tips, we're just going to cover the entire nail with the dehydrator at this point. Next, we are going to take an acid-free primer, which is Extra Balm by Mia Secret. I love this stuff. This has been what I've used since day one, and that is going to be what we apply next after the dehydrator. You want to make sure that you are not applying too much, but you want to make sure that the entire exposed nail plate is being covered with the product, because you don't want to leave anything exposed to prevent anything from, or to prevent the acrylic from adhering how it should. The importance of prep is really high on the list, and I do take quite a while to prep my clients when they come. I know some people just speed on right through it, and they will literally just do the basic, which is just use a sanding band, but I go a little bit more into depth because I want the adhesion to be perfect, and I want the nails to last for a really long time with no lifting. Now, after you are done with the two Mia Secret products, we're going to be using the Young Nails Protein Bond. Now, you can either use that one, or you can use the Not Polished Triple X Bond, or you can use both. That is really up to you. However, we're just going to be going in with the Protein Bond today, and I love the Protein Bond because it is super sticky, and I just feel like if nothing else comes through for me, the Protein Bond is going to come through for me, and I'm going to get great adhesion with this Protein Bond. So this is the last layer of anything that I'm doing before applying acrylic to the nails. So you're just going to make sure, like I said, make sure that it is covering the full entire nail, or whatever of the nail plate that is exposed. Make sure that that is covering it, and then you're just going to let it dry for a minute, not even a minute, let it dry for a little bit, maybe about 30 seconds. It does not take long to dry at all, but it will be tacky. Do not touch it, obviously, but it will give you a tacky layer, and then you just go ahead and place your acrylic down. So at this point, none of your nails should look dry. Everything should be a bit shiny, and that means that you have applied everything perfectly and you are ready to apply your acrylic. Now, of course, I did not apply any acrylic to my nails, but I just wanted to show you all what it will look like if I just applied a little top coat with some cuticle oil, and this is how perfect they came out looking. Now, of course, I do a lot to my nails, so they will be a little red sometimes, just because I'm always putting false nails on, popping them off right after for content. But I do hope this video helped you out tremendously, and I hope it gave you a few tips for better adhesion. And let me know down below in the comments if you would have done anything differently, or if you have other tricks that you do. I love y'all so much, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. Bye.